said you couldn't play for him because you don't like to tackle.
I do like to tackle.
He didn't learn when he was playing with me, so.
Because y'all did such a good job. It brought Fred to tears, man.
I could have played for him. You can't.
I could have played for him.
Welcome into Command Center, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary technique partner of the Washington Commanders.
Every day, when we go out there on the field, the standard is the standard. Okay, now, I know that's thrown around a lot, but part of our coaches and the reason that we got the coaches that we got was because they hold people accountable. All right, they're great teachers first. All right, but if you don't do it the right way, you're going to get called out on it. Okay. There's only one way to do it, and that's the way that we want it done. And if that's not the way that you want to live, that's fine, okay? All right, you'll probably be somewhere else, but we're going to do it that way.
We want to bring a bunch of high character people and good football coaches, and we have some former head coaches and former offensive coordinators, and so I'm excited to put the offense together. I think anytime you get a chance to reinstall your offense, you can be more efficient with your processes and your verbiage and your play calls and your scheme. And so we're going to all dive into it and figure out kind of what we do best personnel-wise and grow it from there.
Welcome into Command Center. Brian Cole Jr. here with Logan Paulson. And Logan, last week, our coordinators got intro to the media. They answered some questions. And you know what? I feel like we need a Command Center special coordinators edition. Man, how excited are you to talk to these coordinators today?
I mean, I'm extremely excited. This is like the building block for the rest of this, for the rest of the season, hopefully, and for the rest of the franchise history. So really excited for it.
Yes, sir. And later in the show, you will actually be having a one-on-one with Cliff Kingsbury. You are going to be the interviewer. Man, what are you excited about with a coach like Kingsbury?
I think the thing for me is just like I want to see where he sees his offense going, right? He's got this air raid reputation, but when you watch the film 2021, it's a lot of really cool modern NFL concepts. So how did he get there, right? What was this journey to get to that moment? So I'm really excited to talk to him about that and can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
And Commanders family, it's not just us here, right? I know you're wondering, where are the other guys? Well, we got our whole Command Center family here, and they just chilling. Let's send it to them.
It's time for Just Chill, brought to you by Steam Fitters.
Just chill. Steam Fitters. UA Local 602 provides the highest HVAC and mechanical piping services.
Welcome to another edition of Just Chill. This your man, Santana Moss. I have here with me my two partners in crime, Fred Smoot, London Fletcher, and we're blessed today. We have our new defensive coordinator, Coach Joe Whitt. What's up, Coach?
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man.
We glad you're here.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Man. And I'm going to start this thing off. One of the things that kind of been puzzling me, and I have this question because I just know all of our journeys as players. I'm sure that, with your background and everything, when you look back on your journey, was this seat that you're sitting in now, being the defensive coordinator here, or wherever it could have been at, was that your, I guess you could say, your destination always, or was something else?
Well, my destination is to be a head coach.
Yeah.
Okay, at some point, but I know that this is a stepping stone to that. And my dad always taught me, you get your next opportunity by doing the best job at the opportunity you have. And so that's why this opportunity is a great one for us. We're so excited to be here. We just got out of a defensive staff room, and the staff that we built together, it is amazing. You guys are going to see the energy, the passion, and everything that's come from a lot of former players, guys being former coordinators. So the staff is amazing, and it's going to be our defense that we're going to build together, and it's going to be an exciting one to see.
All right, Coach. Now, for the fan base that don't know your journey, I don't know how you got here. Could you fill them in with a little history of Coach Joe Whitt?
All right, so my dad coached at Auburn for 25 years, so so I played at Auburn. I actually played receiver. I medicaled out after my third year. Then I got right into coaching, okay? So I coached on the offensive side of the ball the first couple of years. I was at Auburn, then I went to the Citadel as a restricted earnings coach. And then I went to Louisville, and that's when I transitioned to the defensive side of the ball.
Came to the
coordinator.
dark side.
Came to the hard side right there.
So y'all
because we can punt on offense, you know what I'm saying? The defense, you got to take it or stop them, one of the two. Yes. So I did 4 years at Louisville. Then in 2007, I went to Atlanta with Bobby Petrino. He left there, and that's when I went to Green Bay. I was in Green Bay for 11 years. I went up there as quality control, then cornerback coach, and then I went to pass game coordinator before I left. A year in Cleveland with Freddie Kitchens, a year in Atlanta with Q. That's when I hooked up with him, pass game coordinator in both of those spots. And then got to Dallas and pass game coordinator for the past 3 years. And so that's my coaching journey, and it's been a fun one.
Coach, you mentioned Q, Dan Quinn, DQ. Yeah. For him to select you as his defensive coordinator, knowing, he's well established as a defensive head coach, and not only bringing you in as a defensive coordinator, saying, hey, you're going to call the plays. Because there's times where guys may have that title. We saw that with Eric Bieniemy when he was with Andy Reid. He was offensive coordinator but didn't call the plays. Coach Quinn in his first press conference said, I'm not calling the plays. I'm not calling the defense. Joe Whitt Jr. is going to call the defense. How does that make you feel when Dan, as accomplished as he is as a defensive play caller, said, you know what, I trust you. I'm going to give this to you. This your baby. You call the defensive plays.
Well, one thing that everybody has to understand about Dan, he is about developing people, okay? Not just players, but coaches. So he's been developing me for the past 3 years for this opportunity. And he did not fall short. I would guarantee you guys that I'm more than ready for this opportunity, but he pours into everybody that's going to be in this building. It's not just the coaches, the players, but every aspect of this building, you're going to feel Dan Quinn. And so to answer your question though, but he's been getting me ready. I've had opportunities in certain situations to call in games, and so I really appreciate him, and I'm fired up to get it going.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was going to be my next question. Like, do you find yourself during the course of a game, like situational football, or hey, I would call this right here, and this, even though coach may call something else, I'm thinking I'll call this, and that may be totally a lie, but you said he's actually giving you the opportunity to call certain defenses in situations.
I remember the first time it happened, it was actually a preseason game. It was first third down. He said, hey, what do you want here? I'm waiting for you to. You
tell me.
What
do you want?
What you want? So the very next one, I had my own call sheet. And I was ready. And so situationally, especially when it was in past situations, we'll talk about it. Between series, when the offense is out there, I would give them, okay, this is what I would get to if it's 2nd and 10, or if it's a pass situation, 3rd down, which pressures we like. So we would collaborate. We're big on collaboration in everything that we do, and so that's really how it started.
Coach, your track record speaks for itself. I was going over some of the stats and some of the places you've been, and the question I have, and I'm sure these guys get tired of me harping on just the defensive backfield. Like, I'm big on that. Being a receiver in this league, I remember getting beat up at the line of scrimmage. I remember having to really fight to work to earn my keep, you know what I mean, in this league, trying to go out there and being one of those top guys in that category of being a receiver. What is it about some of the places you've been where it seems to me that you guys have led secondary when it comes to interceptions?
Oh, my God.
Or just the style of play.
Yeah.
That's something that you do you go out and pick those guys, or can you
teach anybody to go
Can
get
you
the ball?
teach the guys that you have to be them kind of players?
So, it's not going to talk about myself a lot, but one thing that I am proud of, and I would say this with a lot of confidence, I don't know if there's anybody over the last 18 years that have been a part of more interceptions than I have.
No,
right?
Nobody has.
And so,
I've studied that.
Yeah,
nobody has, and I wish I could have played.
I know that for a fact, because I looked at I have the numbers.
I wish I could have played. The numbers speak for itself.
Yeah.
You're talking about Green Bay, 176 interceptions. I watched Al Harris, I watched Charles Woodson go get these interceptions, and that's what I really want to ask, because I played for Greg Williams, and what I loved about Greg Williams, I was never shocked when I got interception, because we playing this all week long. We're going to pick off this outright on 3rd down, on 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
It seems to me, especially with Deron Bland doing what he did, Diggs doing what he did, it's showing me that it ain't the player. Let's get
it straight now.
Yeah.
It is the player.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain. So, what we do, and I'm a firm believer of this, all right? A lot of people ask me, why do y'all intercept so many balls, okay? Because I got guys that can catch it first.
Right.
Okay? So it's all about the players. But we are going to find them nuggets, all right, and tell them. Wood always used to walk in there, hey, Whitt, you got a nugget for me?
Yeah.
All right, yes, I got something for you, okay? All right, so when the stars align and they line up, we have to go get it. And now, what pisses me off more than anything, if we have an inside hip throw and we don't make that play, all right, because most interceptions come on poorly thrown balls. They don't come on, all right, I jumped this route. They come on poorly. When that quarterback hangs the ball up and the middle field safety doesn't get out in the middle of the field to go get it, that's our fault, because that's an opportunity to make a splash play.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So to to answer your question is we're going to get hands on people at the line of scrimmage as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to do what our players allow us to do, but we're going to give them opportunities, and they will understand by formation, by looks. Hey, this is a look to own. All right, I'm going to own that look, and I'm going to go get the ball when I have opportunity to go get it.
And what I see too, I'm sorry, London.
Don't call me Logan.
I'm gonna say y'all look the same. Y'all look the same. Y'all built the same. But as that coach, to coach a player up and to make them understand what, when, and how to do these things.
Yeah.
I don't think every defensive coordinator does that. I think some defensive coordinators say, this is what I run, this is what I do. You find your way inside of it. Are you more individual, Alex? Like when you go you find these guys, say, you know what? I'm gonna get you better at this, I'm gonna get you better at this, and I'm gonna get you better at this.
See, and this comes from Q, okay? But what we do is we don't want to hear what a guy can't do.
Yeah.
All right. We want to know what a guy can do and how far we can take him down our journey.
Yes.
All right. So I believe in, and this is going to sound silly, and I'm going to say it anyway, a little bit of a positionless defense, okay?
All right.
We're going to put people in positions that they can thrive through. So if you looked at us in Dallas, all right, we had J-Ron Curse, who's a traditional safety. He played Buffalo nickel. Sometimes you see him on the line of scrimmage. Same thing with Michael Parsons. You saw Micah all over the place.
Right.
You saw Leighton Vander Esch. So you could say Leighton's a Mike linebacker, but when we get in 5-down spacing, he played in. So we just, if you are you'll hear me talk about feed the studs. If you are a stud, we're going to find plays to get you and get you going towards the quarterback and to feature you. And so that's how we do it. We're going to feature our best players and get them going.
Coach, let me clear something up. First of all, Smoot couldn't play for you because
Smoot can get the ball though.
he don't like to tackle though. He don't like to tackle.
Come on, he could play for me. You're right. They don't want to run here.
Come on. My feelings hurt.
I got to get to this point.
I'm about to cry.
Hey, he just said you couldn't play for him because you don't like to tackle.
I do like to tackle.
Over the course last year, every great defense are great tacklers.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, you guys had the least amount of missed tackles in the entire NFL.
Correct.
DQ Dan, he talked about the way you teach tackling and being not just tacklers in the box, but being great tacklers in space.
Space.
That part of it. How do you go about teaching that and
this is a space game now, because when you guys played, the middle of the field was closed.
Yeah.
So you know, receivers really had to have some you know,
get up and go,
to go in there across the middle of the field. So now that the middle of the field is open, you have to get longer players. You have to get guys that have short area quickness to break down in space. But we're a leverage-based shoulder tackling team. And understanding that if I miss, I have multiple guys running to the ball. We're going to hunt the football. And like I just told the staff in there, you know, the way we live is not for everybody. All right? And so understand what I'm saying. It is not for everybody the way that we're going to get down, all right? So if you don't want to hunt the ball, if you don't want to go and play with a level of tenacity that's second to none, well, this ain't the defense for you, because we're going to go run and hit people. We might not do anything else, all right? But we're going to run, hit people, and get the ball. I can tell you we're going to do that, all right? And now, from schematically and doing the right things and all that, we'll get to that, but we have to play a certain way. And that's how we're going to play.
First of all, I could have played for you. Can't. I could have played for you guys. I know. I am hype. I am crunk. Hey, we're going to end it on that. Put it like this. This is our coordinator special. We're going to send it to Logan and Coach Kingsbury. I'm ready to play some football, Logan. You can't play for me.
All right, guys, thanks so much. I'm here with the man of the hour, really, Coach Cliff Kingsbury, our new offensive coordinator. Coach, thank you much for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. Quick question, man. You were very popular this offseason, right? A lot of opportunity. What made the Commanders the right organization for you?
Yeah, you know, it's a historic franchise, passionate fan base, and then I've known Dan a long time, Adam Peters, love what the ownership group is doing, so it just kind of all fell in place and worked out.
Yeah, and you said you've known Dan for a long time, and he kind of gave me a little insight. You kind of met at like a coaching conference or something like that, right?
We did, yeah. We actually played against each other. He was at Florida, I was at Texas A&M with Johnny Football, and they beat us, and I was always impressed by the way he coached and the way his guys played, and got to know him over the years and just loved the energy, loved what he's about, and so honored to be a part of the staff.
Yeah, makes it easy when Dan's such a good guy, I'm sure, right?
There's no doubt.
So one thing that's associated with you and your name name quite a bit is this air raid offense. But when I watch that 2021 film, I see a lot of new concepts. So can you talk about what the air raid is and maybe how that's grown in your time as an NFL coach?
Yeah, I think, in college when you have Patrick Mahomes, yeah, you're going to throw it a bunch of times. Like, you'd be crazy not to. So as I got into the NFL and understood more of that game and what it takes week in, week out, and matchups and personnel groups, we expanded it. And I don't know where we ranked throwing percentage my last year, but it's not at the top. So we're going to be balanced, and we're going to do whatever it takes to win.
And the other thing I liked about that 2021 film, a lot of tight ends, a lot of different personnel groupings.
I bet you did, huh?
And yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, I gotta get my own biases out there, right? But yeah, so like, what motivates that, as a play caller?
Yeah, just matchups, being able to kind of dictate what defenses are going to play, and if you have guys, we had Zach Ertz and Max Williams who could win one-on-ones versus linebackers.
Nice to have guys that can run, right?
There's no doubt that helps. So yeah, we're going to continue to be aggressive and try to just maximize the personnel.
Yeah, another thing that was kind of interesting, obviously 2022, last year in Arizona, and then go to USC, right? What was that process like, and what did you learn kind of in that year away, getting back to the college game?
Yeah, it was great. Coach Riley's a tremendous coach, tremendous offensive mind. So to watch his processes, how he does things, how he coaches players, and then just being around the young guys again really re-energized me, re-motivated me. Now they're making a lot of money now, which is a little bit different, but just the passion they have for the game and what it means to them. It was awesome to be around those guys.
And you talked about Coach Riley's process. What's your process like? And how would you define who you are?
I'm big on just making sure you evaluate who you have and then maximizing what they can do best.
Yeah.
If you got to run it 50 times a game to win, that's what you're going to do. If you got to throw it over the snap, you're going to do that. But I think it's key to play to your guys' strengths, put them in positions to be successful, and build it from there.
You talked about evaluating and building a roster. Draft's coming up. I know it's really early for you. What's this process like for you, and any position you're kind of excited to get into a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, all of them
right?
on offense. I think anytime it's your first year at a place, and all of our first year, it's going to be exciting to see the type of player we want to bring in. Adam Peters has been in San Fran, been in Denver when they won a championship, been in New England when they were really rolling. So he knows what he's looking for, and just fired up to be around it.
Dude, Coach, we are so excited to have you. Thanks so much for your time. Guys, back to you.
Big shout out to Logan and Cliff Kingsbury, two great offensive minds. Always great to hear them chop it up. Here are your lucky numbers brought to you by Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. Now, while Logan makes his way back to the studio, let's make a switch to the defensive side of the ball and take a look at our defensive coordinator's journey through the NFL. Now, he did have some stops in college football. However, when he got to the NFL, he started in 2007 as an assistant defensive backs coach with the Falcons. Then he really made a name for himself with the Packers, had some amazing secondaries there, and then he went to the Falcons where he got a chance to work with Dan Quinn as the secondary and pass game coordinator, and then of course his last stint with the Cowboys as the secondary and pass game coordinator from 2021 to 2023, where he was also with Dan Quinn. Now, for more on our coordinators, let's send it to the film room with Logan and the crew.
Brian, thanks so much. Guys, it's always so fun talking to the offensive coordinators. Get great insight, great energy. Awesome interview by you guys.
Thank you.
But I want to see what these guys do on film, man. I want to see what Joe Whitt Jr. brings when he was in Dallas. And Fletch, you picked out some picks, man, and I'm really excited to watch these plays.
Yeah, I'm about to teach Fred a little bit about defense because he didn't learn when he was playing with me. So I'm going to use this film by the Dallas Cowboys. And what they're going to do, pre-snap, they're coming with a weak side blitz. He's coming on the stump, bringing that safety off the edge. Now, the 49ers, they come out with a change of strength, Logan.
Yeah, strength's over here, and then they're going to switch to strength, right? It's a heat check, man. We got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's.
So you see this guy right here. Let's highlight him. Let's highlight my guy right here. He's going to reset the defense. You see all the communication taking place.
Yep.
This changes the formations. Now we're going to come with a blitz from this side.
Yep.
And watch all the communication that happens after the snap. And really want you to watch this guy right here.
Yeah, what we got?
Watch him right here at the snap and what he has to do.
Because what they're in the cover three right here, Fletch, right? So they're going to bump this guy outside, right? They're changing the protection. Yep. He's outside contained. They're in this cover three, so he's got to roll deep, right? Get out of here, roll into the whole shot there, and then that's exactly what you get. That's all communicated.
All communication.
This guy does such a great job of saying, this is what's going on. We want this to the weak side.
Reset the formation. Fred didn't know much about that type of stuff when he was playing. And
I love this, Fred, right? Because this is what you want to see, right? You're always talking about how guys need to communicate together.
Yes.
And this is communication at its highest level, right?
Yeah, most definitely. And you got to be ready to replace. And if you can't communicate, we don't know what's going on. They did a great job of communicating before the play. Now the whole player gets replaced, and they make it look easy because they was ready for this. They showed me that they was practicing for this all week long.
defensive coordinators having answers, right?
Yeah.
And obviously the pressure, guys doing their job, right? Outside contain here, awesome job by him, just making sure we're getting this done, and then the blitz getting home. That's what I like to see.
That's great
Answers
defense.
versus different stuff.
And you
right?
really see it. You really see it from this side right here. This guy right here, he goes from having contain or coming on the inside stunt to now he's a contained rusher.
Right, and that's great. Again, that all starts with number 55 in the middle of defense, getting guys on the same page, getting that communicated. Great job by him. So, great job by Joe Whitt Jr. Awesome job there. And then another clip. What we got? What's the next one, Fletch?
I think we're going to rush and coverage. We talk so much about the pass rush and the coverage being the same. You want to see the highlight this guy. They go motion to man, motion, running back out of the backfield. He's in man-to-man coverage. This is a great job on the back end. And what you really want to like is this guy right here. They're doubling Tyreek Hill. They're doubling Tyreek Hill. Tua has no way to go with the football. If he wants to come right here with the ball, this guy right here is in the throwing window. There's nowhere for him to throw the football. And Fred, when you have great coverage, what does that allow?
The quarterback must eat this ball, what we call it is. He's going to either throw it away, which is the smart move, he's going to get sacked right there. That's when front and coverage are working together. And what I do love about this, they saying your number one guy, Tyreek Hill, we're going to make sure you don't throw it to him. And we're going to make you throw it somewhere else. And that was Tua's first read. He had to come out with that first read. The only guy that he could actually throw this ball to is the tight end leaking at the top, but they got somebody for him also.
No, you had a great point when you talked about this guy being in man-to-man on that tight end.
Yeah, and so in man-to-man coverage, like that's his guy. He's got the tight end. But one of the things I love that they do a lot in this Dallas defense is when my guy is in protection, I got to find work. So see his vision. See how he's on the quarterback? The quarterback's looking away. So watch his feet mirror this. He knows that the quarterback can't throw the ball to his left when I'm looking to the right. Great job again, because like Fletch said, this guy's running on a dig. He just provides noise there to cloud that throwing window. So when Tyreek's taken away, I can't get to my second read, and it forces me to eat this sack and let Micah Parsons do his work. You know what I'm saying? So love to see that kind of the continuity in the back of the defense.
And when you talk about what I love is the line stunts they run with this defense. And you'll see they're running what we call a TT stunt. Some people call it a twist. You're going to bring him on the inside. He's going to wrap around. And these guys are going to eat from the outside. And just look how much pressure they are able to create with this stunt, this line stunt.
It causes chaos.
Chaos. There's a meeting at the quarterback. Tua has nowhere to go with the football because of the coverage on the back end. Rush and coverage working in tandem, you lead to sack.
I think even more specifically there, just having a rush plan for all four guys. Understanding we can help each other out by helping each brother find some space here.
Especially getting there with four guys.
I hate this play, Fletch. I hate this play, Tanner, because this is bad offense. This is bad offense.
So here, what I want to start off with, simulated pressure. Mac Jones thinks 6 guys are coming. We got all these guys. He's thinking it's a 6-man pressure. What this actually ends up being is a simulated pressure because he's going to come and then drop back. He's acting like he's coming and drop back. Yeah, he's coming. It actually ends up being a 4-man pressure. It forces Mac Jones. It forces Mac Jones to speed up his process. And I love this on the coverage end. And Fred, I'll let you take us through this defensive back.
Well, right here with the defensive back, he has to get through here clean. You see this guy get through here clean, that's a natural pick play by where they lined up at. But he gets through here clean, gets to the hip of that wide receiver. And that's a bad rap by that wide receiver. Terrible run. Tell us why it's so bad, Tam.
I mean, it's terrible because that worst case scenario, if you understand it's 4th and 2 or 4th and short, that ball had to come out quick. At least you can do is
stem him
a little bit so you can be on top and come flat. If he throws the ball to you, or if he throws it to you early or late, he's not going to get the ball. It's either you going to catch the ball or the ball's going to be in the dirt. But what he did was just ran a poor route out there, just ran wide and let the guy undercut him, and that was an easy pick.
Let him know. Everyone talks about it's bad route, bad offense.
That's great defensive back play.
The reason I say from a defensive standpoint, because Mac Jones, he read this as a pressure. Initially, he thought 6 guys was coming. That forced him to speed up his process, throws the ball out there thinking he's about to get hit. Flat-footed. That leads to an easy interception. And it's all because of the simulated pressure. And you can act like you're bringing 6 or 5, and in all actuality, they only rush 4 guys on that.
Yeah, and I think like in your interview, you talked about how that's such a big important part of Joe Whitt and his defense is finding those turnovers. All right, we talked enough about defense there, guys.
And win championships.
I mean, let's talk about offense. And so one of the things I want to point out here with our guy, right? Cliff Kingsbury, I run the air raid, I'm all over the place. I see a lot of tight ends in this picture, man.
Yeah.
Tight ends don't play in the air read.
Yeah.
And what I also see here is a lot of play action. Watch the ball fake, downhill. We've got the protection plan worked out. This is a Kyle Shanahan style play,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
We're going to get a little swirl route here. We're going to get a comeback up top. We're going to get a chip to the flat. Watch what it does to the whole player here. He's got to match the flat. We're going to ensure that he gets width after the chip. See how he's matching the flat there, right? Good job here, matched. And then we've got a nice throwing window for this guy here. And so I see a guy who understands offensive football and how to manipulate the middle level of the defense, right?
Yeah.
That's offense in 2023, right?
Yeah.
Is understanding how to manipulate this guy. And it's not just the concept, Tana, right? It's a big part of it. That's a good route there, too, by that guy.
This bad defense on my part.
No.
I'm about to
No,
show bad defense.
I'm talking
bad
right now.
defense. What are you doing?
defense.
What are you doing?
Bad defense.
What are you doing? Go
Find
get some work. Go get some work.
I'm going to tell you what he's doing. And this is where I
Well,
think
he's reading the eyes.
This is
a
why I
little
think
bit.
Cliff Kingsbury does a great job, right? Everyone talks about his quarterbacks and how they develop.
Yeah.
Watch the quarterback's eyes here. Watch
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's eyes here. Where does he look first?
He definitely
looks to the right.
to the right.
I just want you to highlight that. I
Watch
set
50
that up. I
match
set
this.
you up for that
Watch
one.
50 I mean, Fletch, you didn't pay attention to the meeting. That's all right. Match that concept there.
Yeah.
Bring the ball back to the left. That looks like Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Play action, manipulating that middle of the defense. Great job. And we talked about heat checks, guys, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that change of strength motion. Look at this. We start in a 2x2, right?
Yep.
2x2.
3x2, yep,
Let's
yep.
get that numbers on there. What do you think, Smoot? There we
Yeah,
go.
that's 3x2.
2x2.
Yeah.
Then we're going to shift this the other way. Do they match this correctly? We got a receiver coming out of the backfield. A couple things I love about this, Tana, and I want you to talk about this. Our best route runner is off the football.
Yes.
What does that allow you to do versus man-to-man coverage?
I think one get off the press, not have to worry about being pressed at the line of scrimmage, but also create leverage for me.
Yeah.
Now with that split, you already know that I'm not going wide. I'm going to try to get you. My route is a corner route. I believe his route is a corner
Yeah,
route.
corner route, yeah.
So what he's doing, he's saying, all right, in order for me to get to this corner right, I have to stem this guy inside to get back into the area I need to be in. So with me being off the line of scrimmage and having a guy in front of me, he's setting a semi-pick, but also I'm getting a jump on this guy out here, and I can create the leverage I want. Beat him good enough because he's flat-footed. Beat him with my speed, and now just find me.
And that
that's just what
position and where they lined him up, it makes me a chaser as a defensive back.
Love that.
And then when it makes me a chaser, I'm automatically going to get on that back hip. And that's where he wants me at.
Exactly.
And where Kyler put this ball at is unbelievable because it's a perfect throw.
And so one of the things I like about this is deep. This is nerdy stuff now. This is really deep stuff. So Dallas, in second and long situations, the second 16, they like to run a lot of Tampa 2, right?
Yep,
With
yep.
these two players deep. This concept, this two-corner concept, is an excellent concept versus two, right?
And man.
Because why? We got 2-on-1 on that deep
Deep on
half
that
safety,
safety,
right?
yep.
And it's good versus man.
Yep.
So I like a coordinator that understands what the defense is trying to do,
Yep.
how to beat them, how to maximize my opportunity for the playmaker. So I think basically, long story short, guys, I think we've got a defensive coordinator that understands communication, has answers.
Yep.
And I like our offensive coordinator that isn't just an air raid guy. He's got a lot of different answers, a lot of different solutions, put the guys in good position to make plays. And I think that's going to do it for our review of the offensive coordinator.
and then Fred, I hope he learned something.
I did. You know what, you guys?
I really think Fred learned something because y'all did such a good job. It brought Fred to tears, man.
Yeah, he was crying, man.
I was crying.
Were you inspired?
You cry because you're happy.
Because you're happy and you're inspired, right?
Yes, I am.
Commanders family, I'm sure all y'all are happy and y'all are inspired. That's it for Command Center this week. We'll see y'all next week.
Tonight, Dad came with. He didn't want his little sweet potato to be here without him. But now, he really wishes she was here without him. Next time, he'll just let her roll with her new entourage. And he'll only trust SeatGeek with the tickets. Because when she finds her happy place, he can find his way back to the car. The ticketing app trusted by fans. SeatGeek, so fans can fan.